Wow, look at all these safety jobs. Almost 3,000 in Canada. Boy, it's a great time to get into health and safety. So, do you want to be a health and safety professional? Or maybe you're thinking that you'd like to try something new and health and safety looks intriguing and challenging.
Yeah, that's it.
Or you've been told you're going to be the organization's new go-to person for health and safety. Either way, you got to ask yourself, are you ready for this? Are you? After all, most folks think that doing safety is not difficult.
I mean, how hard can it be?
Well, it's a bit more difficult than most people think.
Well, it can't be that hard. You do it.
Granted, it's more than just telling people what PPE to put on or walking around and having a look at the work site. There's so much more. It's a vocation. It's similar. Some people think it's similar to a trade. But to be brutally honest, it's a mindset, a way of thinking, which is likely why you're here. I got to ask you, are you the kind of person that follows assembly instructions for everything they buy because, well, everything just works better when you do? Or you've read the owner's manual for everything you own because you want to? Or you feel like things like house moves, trips, vacations, holidays all need a plan in order to work out properly? Or you really don't care for the term risk, and in fact, you want to try and get rid of risk wherever possible? Or you're the kind of person that prefers getting all of the facts first and not pandering to any social narrative? Well, you might be a natural health and safety professional then, because this is the way we think. We don't feel that there's such a thing as an accident. We just look at it as a lack of planning, preparation, and not following established procedure. We think that safe work procedures are step-by-step instructions that need to be followed. They're not loose guidelines where steps are optional. We don't care for the notions of acceptable risk, acceptable consequence, or acceptable loss. They're not part of our vocabulary. We look at it as avoidable risk, avoidable consequence, and avoidable loss. We don't believe that there's choosing sides between management and workers. We believe that there's choosing the best path, and that's the health and safety of all of the workers. We don't believe that at work that there's any room for virtue signaling or the flavor of the day in the social and political narrative. We just believe there's safety. Facts over feelings, pure and simple, just safety. Okay, so we've established you're the kind of person that personifies safety. But like I said, it's more than just telling a person what type of PPE to wear and making sure the fire extinguishers aren't expired. We study, and at great length, some very heady stuff. In fact, most certificate and diploma programs require some in-depth knowledge of things like occupational hygiene, hazard identification and assessment and risk control, management theory, management systems, safety program auditing, emergency management, fire safety prevention and protection, risk management, OHS law, law and ethics, ergonomics, health and wellness, workers' compensation models, disability, return to work, and claims management, safety program design, and a lot more. Like I said, it's more than just telling a person to put on their hard hat, but I got to tell you, it's fascinating, stimulating, challenging. In fact, if you like problem solving and you get bored easy, health and safety is the way to go because there's no such thing as a boring day. Now, besides the schooling, you should likely do some additional research and preparation.
Yeah, what's that?
The first thing you want to do is look at how you can leverage any transferable skills or similar knowledge and experiences you already have and that you bring to the table. You can do this by looking at job postings, having a look at the desired experience and skill sets, and then comparing them to what you already have. Now, here's an example. Just one, and you can likely think, in fact, if you can think of more, leave them in the comments below. But let's say the jobs posting says that the applicant must be familiar with writing safe work procedures. Now, maybe you are partway through schooling and you've only written a safe work procedure for a school assignment. But you know what? What have you done that's similar? Have you written step-by-step instructions for anything? Have you written similar procedures such as technical instructions or technical briefs or troubleshooting instructions? Or maybe you've worked in a field where you've had to create an onboarding document. All of these have similar properties, and you can include this in your resume. And if you get the opportunity and you move to the interview stage, well, then what you can do is leverage that as part of your experience, but also if you've done something in your training programs or in your education programs, you can provide an example there. Say, for instance, during my certificate program, I wrote safe work procedures as part of an assignment on using step ladders, extension ladders, and you could include that. And you can say, hey, I got such and such percentage when I did it. The other thing that you want to consider and look into is some information on courses, on resume writing, and how to take an interview, how to be part of an interview. And there's lots of YouTube videos out there. There's lots of free resources. Most education institutions do have some sort of an option there in a lot of cases when people are taking a program. So look into those. They certainly won't hurt and won't do you any harm. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is just to understand this, that your first position might just be an entry-level one. And that's okay. We all need to start somewhere. We need to learn somewhere. I'll leave you with this, though. If you think about this, if you start at the bottom rung of a ladder and take each step up purposely, you know what? You'll get to the top, and it won't be nearly as rough as if you try to take a running start and try to hit that second or third rung from the top. Think about that one.
Wow, that's really deep.
Now, above all and beyond all, don't give up, because if you have the qualities that I mentioned earlier on in this video and find health and safety interesting, then we need you. That's it, plain and simple. Now, if you want to know more about health and safety and what goes into it, I'll leave a playlist up in this corner regarding health and safety program design, and I'll leave one up in this corner regarding incident investigation. Now, until we see each other again, and I really hope we do, don't just think about safety. Don't just talk about it. Be a safety leader. Be an influencer and provoke safety wherever you are. Okay? Take care. Bye for now.